We're live.
Woo!
Just like that,
Hi,
we're live again.
everyone.
Yay!
We're back.
Robin.
Oh my goodness, golly gracious, aren't we so excited to be here today?
Gosh.
Yes. Welcome everyone back from your very long holiday weekend you all definitely had. Not just me, but I'm glad to be here. We're all
Aren't we
great
all?
and happy. And as you see, some things have changed. We got with the times. Ba-doom, chink. Seeing the
Internet
clock literally.
Explorer rating Area 51 times, apparently.
What's even better is this is clearly Windows 95, and yet someone had the audacity to still be using it in 2012. Legends. It is January 18th, 2012. How great is that?
Are you
Oh, we have
sure?
hypnotic timeline now.
Well,
It's
sort
like
of.
a digital fossil.
They're cool. They're hipsters.
Did you
Anyways.
say 95 or 98 or
I think it's
Windows X
95.
or 2000?
I started with, I think it was, I know I played on an XP.
Yeah,
Or,
XP
like-
was
How did
one
we
of the
get
more
here?
recent ones.
Yeah, I think that's where
How
I
did we
started
get here, indeed?
when I stole, like, I can't tell the story online.
No, you can.
Do not
Andy!
incriminate
You
yourself.
thief!
I may or may not have stolen a notebook from my friend's house, but that's all
well.
it was. It wasn't an actual crime, but she did get me introduced to The Sims, so that did change my life altering, very much so. But
There's the real crime.
she had the older computer at XP. By the time I got my own computer, it was like 2006, 2007. And I think it was Vista was the first one I owned because I
That's
didn't grow up with
crazy.
internet. Yeah,
Nobody owned the Vista.
yeah, I did. And it was a
DNP.
desktop. It was Windows Vista, if I'm correct, 'cause it had the little circle at the bottom.
I think Vista was one of the professional versions.
I think so. I don't
That's
know
why
why I
nobody
had
got
it
it.
then. But I had it for playing Sims. Sims 2, to be
Professional.
exact. Yeah. Me professionally playing Sims on my Windows Vista. In my trailer. But anyways. Alright, recap time. And not about my life.
Alrighty.
Someone recap it.
So,
Whoever wants to do it. Be my guest.
It's silent.
first with notes. It's my job. So we did. We read the current news article that discussed lots of women going missing. We kind of discussed how that might affect us. Then we had and then Lyric started to suck up to RQ, trying to see how he could make his life better.
Alara's
and then
life
we-
better.
True, but you directly asked him. And then
Yeah.
we went and did our interview and got asked lots of pretty basic bitch questions. Scribbles was there, and then two other people I don't care about, as of now. With that, we learned the girls who are in the Thieves Girl guilds know how to lie, unlike the other two.
And-
The other two used our real names, not our undercover names. Much
And
more
also-
mistakes for people who aren't in the Thieves Guild.
The same goes
And
for our
I
like
just wanna say-
administrators.
I just want to say Stocking did it first.
They also effed up too, but it's here to there.
So there was that.
Yep.
So we did our lovely little interview. And then we got to go back to our room and talk for a little bit. And RQ mentioned that we were going to go to Greaser, which was what the article was talking about. And there may or may not be ties to Kipper. There is a mention in there from Stockeen that the last time he was given orders to take someone alive, the target was shortly killed after. Foreshadowing or some shit, maybe.
Wait.
Huh?
Mhm.
Did you say
Wait.
wait?
No, I said maybe. My bad.
Ah. And then got into a little argument because Lyric wants to hurt Kipper and Silith does not want to. And insert depressed shit here. And then we got into the fact that Stockeen has never had a girlfriend or boyfriend for that
Oh, I forgot about that.
You're
God damn it.
welcome. I did it. My notes know everything. Yeah, and so we talked about
How
that
did you forget
until-
about that? We talked about it yesterday.
forgot how in depth we got.
Yeah, and then Alara showed up more or less saying that she heard enough of the conversation and that we were going to have a meeting with her, and that is where we are now.
I believe the original title for the episode was going to be something like "Going to Alara's Room."
Ooh.
Oh, wow, wow.
Wow, wow.
Platonically.
Yes.
Of course. Platonically.
Never let it live. Never let you live it down.
Will forever be there. Yep, so that was great. I don't think much was missed besides a small conversation.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
anytime
I know
speak that
exactly
way.
which one you're talking about, maybe.
Anytime I talk like that, all I can think of is this like horrible true crime case, and one of the podcasters that I watch, who I now questionably watch, she made fun because they had like this whole like girl youth, like woman's youth group on Facebook, but it was like connection spelled with an X, so it's connections. So I can never not think about it. I'm like, this is so dumb. But anyways, so anyhow, there was a conversation about some leadership assignments and such, where
Yeah.
Sakin got to have a whole little conversation and like kind of have his first little like a toe dip in this group about some leadership stuff, and who he wanted each, like who he thought would be a great squad leader for Squad B, because you guys are Squad A. But yeah, so you all then obviously, I imagine, follow her into her room, her office,
Yep.
platonically. for
Does
most
Lyric like
people.
follow almost automatically, like right at her heels?
Staring at
Thinking
that
he
ass.
gonna get
That's all he
some?
does.
Are you the shopping cart of people and just run over her heels every 4 seconds?
I'm sorry, but can I ask you to repeat? My earbud just randomly decided, hey, I'm gonna stop, like, connecting for a second. I didn't hear
They
shit.
stopped connectioning.
Connectioning, yes. You are not
Stop
sorry, do not
myself.
lie.
I gotta stop. It's just in my brain cell. That's where it's at today. But connections. Oh, it's awful. Absolutely.
How
terrible.
how far behind Alara are you following? Are you
Yeah.
nose up her ass or staring at it? I should say, on her heels.
Are you
I wanna
shopping
say
carting her?
He's trying to make a new approach when it comes to the situation. So he's like noticeably ahead of the others,
Ooh. I thought he was
But
supposed to
he's
play hard
not-
to get.
but he's like trying to make sure he's looking at the back of her head because, like, it's too soon to fuck up this hard when he's already had 3 failures for the same reason.
Damn, it's as if he's
No.
not insane.
You're
No,
right.
he's just really
slowly
stupid.
learning.
Bless
He's just
him.
stupid.
Bless him and his -3 intelligence.
Eh.
All right. So as you all are walking, are you guys talking to her at all, or you just like following in like nice little order?
Sakin's just following.
I say Silas is probably awkwardly quiet right now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sanchi's
Sanchi?
probably talking.
Great.
Little
Are you
hoots
talking
every
to
now
her?
and again.
Yeah.
Or... Okay. So you're walking beside her, or like just shouting from the back of the group?
Probably beside her.
Okay. Cool. What you talking about?
The interview, the most recent thing.
Mhm.
Oh, how did we go? How
Yeah,
did
how'd
we,
it go?
yeah.
How'd we
How
do?
did we go? God, that's such a British phrase.
Oh no.
What about the others? How were the others?
The others.
The others.
Well, Wade tried sleeping with one of them, so that went great.
That was McWade.
Which
mhm.
one?
I think he went after the half orc.
That
Went
also
after
tracks.
her.
Yep.
She was the one that was questioning him the most, though, because, well, we gave him a really easy cover, but yet he still somehow messed up. So,
Yeah, who does that?
wouldn't know, as she side eyes.
Yeah, I guess I could see where Wade would think that if you were being asked a lot of questions, that the asker was coming on to him.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Connor.
Shoot, I'm not doing my voice.
I know. You
My
just
bad.
got a cold or something, Sanchi?
Yes. Frog in my throat.
Oh God.
Oh no, that's
Not again! No! God.
Put that in my
Sanchi's
notes.
that
God damn.
Sanchi's that one like fucking meme. I sound different when I wake up in the morning.
Me when I'm sick. Anyhow, I become a whole new human. No. But anyhow.
Thank you.
But no, Connor did, okay. I think he's going to excel at interrogations really well, that's for sure.
Receiving or
um,
giving?
Sounds about right.
Giving, more so. He was very inquisitive of them.
That's great. I mean, it
I
sounds
think
like
he
you-
was also charming them, but
Mhm.
like any woman likes questions, you know, Sanchi. So it was just odd because his responses would always like answer the question, but he'd immediately flip it back onto them so they couldn't give a response to their questions.
Well, that's great.
And because of those two, Spears didn't have to talk that much, so
Mhm.
blessed.
I'm
But
sure
him
he felt
and-
right at home.
Kinda.
Probably the best
Think-
outcome for him, really.
He could
Well, him
probably
and
also do
Scribbles.
cover-ups.
True. Scribble, he actually knows Kinku though, so he got to talk to Scribbles, which, you know.
Connor knows Kinku.
No, Spears does.
Oh, that's crazy.
Quite the linguist he is. But
Wait,
Maybe I should
weren't we
ask
all
him-
supposed to be like unknown to the interviewers? Ooh, that's not good.
well,
Knows the language, not.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
exact. So,
You know,
but
Spears and I started a book club.
exciting. Hopefully, you keep having time to do that.
Yeah, if you want to join, it's Tuesdays 7:30 to 10 something.
Well, if I wasn't doing paperwork,
Yeah, it's
but
one day.
We weren't strategizing.
You could make RQ do it.
true.
Marcus.
Commander
I
Ryland
guess he
wouldn't
could
like
come.
that though. He's a little upset currently. But
Oh.
it is what it is.
Mm.
He's just angry. You know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
No, you
seems to
don't.
be
Nothing
how
about
he
that.
is all the time.
Lyric looks back at Stockade and he's just like, because he knows it's us. He knows it's us.
Regardless, it's you know, he's upset about one thing or another, but he always has good intentions. So ultimately, he's just doing his job. And she kind of like smiles as she says that. As you guys get to her little office, and you guys walk in, and you notice already that Spears, Connor, Wade, and Commander Ryland are both in there. Commander Ryland like bows as she walks by, and she like gestures you all to sit. She's like, "Please sit down, all of you. Take a seat wherever, table, floor, not at my desk or my chair."
As Zira goes, as Ziminia goes to sit down at the.
Ziminar.
Yeah, when Ziminia
Oh
be
no!
He's back.
Yeah, he just said, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my." Anyways,
That's not even your cover name. Jeez.
Right.
What? How funny would
So
that
there-
have been if that was your cover name, though?
Oh, that would have been bad for me. I would have gotten so confused in real life. But obviously, Lyric, as he goes to sit somewhere, does he notice whether or not it's still on her desk or if she's wearing it?
So he goes to look and he notices it's missing. You can't see it on her though either. It's no longer on the desk.
He just goes and sits down and patiently waits for the first time ever.
Wow. The rest of you, where do you all decide to sit?
Silas
like-
gonna stand by the door,
Perch
just
by-
back leaning on it for once.
Perch
Alright.
up on the window pane.
Beautiful. Stakeen, are you gonna sit normally anywhere?
Uh,
Or are you also
Sure.
gonna stand by the wall?
sure, yeah. Stakeen's just gonna sit over on the steps. Probably like
Okay.
here next to this set of boxes.
Yeah. I think they're boxes. I don't know. We can make a
They
box.
look like cardboard boxes.
Yeah, they look like
for all the
boxes.
paperwork.
Good shit. So yeah, you all sit down. And Commander Ryland like sits down and stuff as well. And she goes, "Well, I'd like to say all the interviews went well, besides a few moments, but I think things went good. So, good job everyone." So, as she like kind of like pulls up like her little computer, like her little laptop close to her, and kind of looks over and she goes, "Oh. Now for the reason I brought you all here. So for the past few days, or week, I guess, I've been being briefed on a situation happening in Greasor. I imagine you all read the paper, but in short, it's usually a small town, doesn't have much going on nowadays. Does have a pretty notable science and energy department, though, which is now in question, along with their own police force. And there's been a string of murders and disappearances, including the captain of their police force and guard. So, with that happening, we of course can't really trust much of what they gave us, but overall, I'll have all the documents to you guys so you'll be able to read them on the way there. Seeing tomorrow morning at like 5 a.m. Squad A is coming with me, and then Squad B is staying here with Commander Rylan. And as most teams do, within those teams, there's then squads. So back on Team 10, me and Commander Ryland we're a squad. And you guys will be split up into two different squads. Squad A is going to be made up of Lyric, Sanchi, Stakeen, and Silith, and myself. Squad B is the rest of you. And with that, you all may be saying, well, we only have one leader. No, we don't. We technically always have two. And myself, Commander Rylan, and your team leader, Stakeen, have all come to an agreement on Spears will be leading Squad B. So Spears and Stakeen, you guys are going to be very close in connection and communicating a lot. Is that clear with everybody? Any questions yet before we get into the real nitty-gritty of everything?
So Steam, so Steam B, let's have fewer people.
Yeah.
There is no evening them out.
Nah, they won't need it. They're staying back here, and ultimately what they're going to be doing is, in theory, being our eyes and ears outside of our own eyes and ears. So, in short, how the flowchart's gonna go, she starts almost drawing. We're gonna be on the ground, and they're gonna be back here. Anything we find that may be in connection to Kipper, as you know him, if he is about, we don't know yet for sure, but if he is, and we find evidence of it, we need to make sure we let Squad B know immediately, in particular Spears, because he's already been in contact with Team 13, and will be the liaison between both teams.
And what is Team 13 gonna do about it?
In short, they take the information and continue to search and hunt down for him. While all of you are still in training. But this is going to be a really good team exercise, if anything, a good jump start before, just starting the masterpiece. So, this case is complicated. Well, trying to be lighthearted about it. But the masterpiece of finding, Quentin, and then going into what's next after that. But, that's the magnum opus, different than a masterpiece. So.
Does Quentin have a
What's the
family
magnum
name?
opus?
Yes, he does. He is his family, his father is in, I believe it was base 1 or 3, but it's Egmont. He's Quentin Egmont Jr.
Oh,
Yep. What a blessing he is. But anyhow, they couldn't have named him something worse. I think Kipper fits him better, but it wasn't me. Not my kid. But anyhow,
I can see why he went by Kipper.
truly. But anyhow, in the event that we do find any trace of him, because we're always going to be on the lookout for him right now, we'll be communicating back to them. Yes, we have communication devices. Yes, they are secretive. You don't have to worry about them being seen. But yeah, that's simply what's happening here. In short, Squad B is going to be doing all of our tech side of things if we need to break into something, which I don't think we will. But if we do, they're going to be able to hack into it and break it. If they can't, then we're on the ground. Also, they're going to be able to listen to anything we do or say. And in short, they can immediately kind of look into it further if they feel it's deemed necessary, because their mission in this is a little bit different than ours, which is why Commander Ryland will take them off when it's time for them to go, before we split off and start talking in more details about what each of our squads are going to do. Any questions yet?
No, ma'am.
What's a magnum opus?
It's like your best piece of art you've ever made.
Oh,
Your piece de resistance.
Mm-hmm.
what?
Don't worry, it's history. You'll learn it next week. But, as she says, like, sarcastically, regardless, with this being your first mission and whatnot, I want you all to know this. At the end of the day, I am fully in charge. When I am
Yes,
not
ma'am.
present, Stakeen is in charge. None of you that are on the ground or in Squad B, well, Squad B, you're a little different, but in general, Squad A, when I'm not around, seeing I won't be there all the time, Stakeen is in charge. So I'm trusting all of you to do your best and listen to him. If he doesn't give the all clear, then you don't do it.
Got it. What
Clear as
happens if
crystal?
Stakins goes down?
He won't. But if he does, then it's Silith.
Okay.
That's fair.
Hmm.
That's in the event that I, Commander Rylan, Stakeen, are all dead.
I mean,
In which case, we're probably going to be dead at that point too, right?
Exactly.
I'm under the impression that Commander Ryland won't be out in the field, so
He won't.
to just
But even
be
then,
something happens to you and Stakin and Silent.
to an extent. To an extent, but unlikely.
All right.
If something happens to me, Commander Ryland's already there, I imagine. So. But, no worries. Alright. If everyone understands that, again, just to clarify for everybody, though I don't think it needs clarification based on the given information, we're not there to harm civilians. We're there to help them. So, please don't go causing mass hysteria, crazy scenarios, beating up the homeless if there is any.
Why would
None of
anyone
it.
do that?
Really doesn't sound like us.
I'm glad. It means I chose correctly. But just in case, as a formality, we are not there to kill people. We are there to find a murderer.
And kill him. Or
No.
her.
To arrest
Damn.
them and have due process. and let it be handled that way.
But we can hurt them.
I wouldn't recommend it. Nor would Stakeen, right?
Yeah, sure.
See?
We do not want a lawsuit on our hands. I'm sure.
What's that?
Oh, it's much more than a lawsuit. But any questions before we get into anything else? Before we send off Squad B and they get to learn all about their job?
When do we leave?
Tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Hmm.
We'll
No,
probably
that's
be there
easy.
for a while, so we'll be doing your assessments sometime while we're there. But don't worry, there'll be brief ones of me just telling you how you're doing in class. Because the rest of this is an
Mhm.
assessment.
Hmm.
Consider it a trial run.
Trial run.
Are we good to send off Squad B?
Yes.
Toodaloo! As they just stand up and, Commander Ryland just like bows and then leaves. And she like
I
does
love the
like
irony.
like a deep sigh. And she goes, Lord, they get on my nerves. Squad Bs are always so annoying. But anyways, she jokingly says, no, they just have, their job sounds boring. So I like ours much better. I like being in the field work. Being behind the desk sucks. As she looks at like her messy desk, as I imagine you all can assess. So,
I think you're cooler every time you talk.
thank you. I'm a good manager.
Mm.
But anyhow, so I'm exhausted. I imagine you all are. I can send over the documents electronically so you guys can review them all on the car ride. Does that sound good? Or do you guys really want to like hash it all out tonight? Because I don't mind turning in early and getting a good night's rest, seeing we have to be up early. And I still have to edit all of those beautiful interviews.
I can fly faster than a car.
No, probably not. Because I'm driving. We're having a nice bonding experience.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
How long of a drive will it be?
7 hours.
Oh.
I
Oh.
didn't even know
It's
you
down
could do
south.
that.
Yeah, it's down south. So near almost close to Esail. But, we're at the tippy top and they're south, so we'll be driving through a bunch of stuff. It'll be a great journey.
Hope we
Gives you
don't
guys
break
more
down
than
on
enough
the way.
time to get familiar with those case documents, right?
I guess.
Yep.
Cool.
This will be my first road trip.
Have you ever even been in a car or a van?
Only when I needed to.
Only
Usually
when
in
we are
business.
transported?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Taxis.
Well, before I send you all off, did you guys have any questions for me directly about this? Outside of the material that I'll be providing you all.
No.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, I might as well say it because I forgot to tell them because it doesn't matter to them because they're staying here. We'll be staying at a hotel. No worries. I've already gotten someone from Team 13 specifically to help out and make sure there's no bugs in it. Don't
Is it
want the
Leo?
police force listening in on us. Though they have no access to the building, I'm going to play it safe. Because seeing we're going to be discussing their whole operation there, I want to make sure there's no prying eyes or anything. So I've sent the best of the best, no worries.
Is there gonna be a pool or a gym there? Or should we just stay in our rooms?
Ideally, you guys are probably going to be walking around talking a lot, so I don't know how much energy you'll have, but there is a gym and full facilities there. Pool is indoors, though, because it's always rainy there, except for a few days of sunshine.
Oh, that's fair. It's a good workout either way.
Yeah, it's a very depressing town. Or city. But, they have, like, that whole graveyard thing there. It's real sad.
Oh my god.
But, it is what it is.
Good to know it has your stamp of approval.
It's not one I like to go to often.
You like to go to cemeteries?
No. I've had to go there several times, but, Oh, before I forget, there has been a lot of activity of the Thieves Guild caught and arrested there. So for those who were involved in that,
All
talk
of
to
us.
them. Thank you. don't talk to them, and if they see you in a police uniform, well, or I guess in a military uniform, and they come up to you, they are getting arrested too, because they're pretty much, walking into a billboard of, hey, I'm a criminal and I'm talking to other criminals. Seeing I know you guys are criminals, but not society, thankfully.
That's
So,
actually pretty useful.
ultimately, I just want you guys to know, especially you, Sanchi, there might be some folks that may recognize you. I don't know how many or how your organization. Well, that's lying. But
Well, I mean,
either way,
I don't want to, strut my own feathers, but I am pretty well known for being one of the friendliest owls in the guild.
There you go.
Aren't you the
Wouldn't
only
you be
owl
the
in the
only
guild?
one?
Shut up. Shut up.
Either way, if you see them, don't interact with them as always, because again, you guys are going on the outside. You get to have nice fresh air and, somewhat freedom. No, you're not drinking alcohol while you're on the job. You're a government
Oh,
official
come
now,
on.
lyrics. But anyhow, please just remember that you guys are representing your guys' government and military. So don't do anything too crazy. And you're there to do a job. So,
Can I
now that we covered all. Oh, and you guys don't have to share rooms. You each have your own room. No worry. Unless you want to, then, have your own slumber parties. But.
I'd like to make the sign for understood, but in thieves can't.
Ooh. Edgelord.
Yes, the thing that I also understand.
Same, actually.
Yep.
Signing to me? Like jutsu?
No,
No.
it's much more subtle than that. Like,
Yeah.
the idea here being that either she understands that I am saying something to her, or she doesn't.
She
Or-
winks.
She does? Okay.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yep.
Fun
Alrighty.
fact, the word kidnapping comes from real life thieves can't. Kid is a goat,
Yep.
and napping, not child stealing. So.
Ayo. Some facts you learn every day, folks, that you needed to know.
Absolutely. Oh,
No, I'm just
Liz.
saying, like, for thieves can't, it's that, like, oh yeah, my kidnapping is going well. They just had another, foul or whatnot. That would be an example of thieves can't.
Yeah,
to
sure.
be
I'm
like,
sure
yeah, we
that
have the
the same goes
So.
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs and every drug
Yeah.
name. But
yeah.
I'm sure if you're
Yeah.
part of a very sophisticated thieves guild, you have hand gestures which you could just, like for can't talk now, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's also like the signs that are marked on different buildings to be like, ah, yes, this is a homeless place you can camp. This is a similar thing for thieves camp
Mhm.
IRL.
mhm.
Anyways.
The shoes over the power lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Toledo.
Right.
Oh, for real.
I've seen
Well,
them in Cincy.
True.
They're all over the
But
place.
not as
in
crazy,
Ohio.
though.
No.
Toledo has them everywhere, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Princeton not
Yeah.
so much. Anyhow. Yeah, no. Well, with that being said, no questions? Concerns?
None.
Comments?
9. Well, I guess 1. So if
Mhm.
we do see Kipper out on the streets, what are we supposed to do?
Report it immediately, and I will come to you.
So not to pursue
not
or anything like
engage.
that.
Who do we report it to? The
Absolutely
earpiece.
not.
All right.
You guys have not been trained on that yet, so you call to
Mhm.
Is he
me
really
if
that
that
dangerous?
happens. We're not going to risk it. Last thing we need is a random, police, military official attacking an unknown citizen.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately,
And I guess you did survive
unlike-
Tasha.
Very similar to Sanchi. I'm well known, so they know me. So, hence
So
why I
who's-
won't be around too much. But,
Oh.
well, I'll be around, no worries, but I'm letting the team leader take the team lead portion of this. I'm just here to make sure you
Great.
guys don't go rogue. So, anyhow,
You got this, Talking.
You've got a lot of faith in someone who doesn't trust the government. Are you sure this is wise?
Well, I never said I was leaving you alone.
Uh-huh.
Difference.
Hmm.
But no, I'm here to advise you. And then ultimately I make the final say either way. So they just have to listen to you subordinately, not me.
I see. So I'm just a figurehead.
No. I want you to be an actual leader once you're trained, and I don't need to be there to babysit you guys. This is your first time.
Mhm.
I'm not going to take off the training wheels on the first time. I'm not that mean of a parent. Jeez.
Mommy. Oh wait, that's what Lyric would say.
No. What? Why would people put their parents involved? That's gross, Sanchi.
You hear a long laughter. Sounds like Connor. No. Saying, but don't
You're not
you-
gonna believe what he just said, Wade.
You're not
He's
going
just
to believe
listening
it.
through the vents.
He never left the room. He actually just stood by the door
You
the
just
whole
see
time.
Connor over in the corner disguised as the lamp.
Limp.
With, like, the lampshade over his head.
Exactly.
Why are you
Oh,
always here when I fuck up?
Why are you always here? It's just not fair. But anyhow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyhow, get out of my office. All of you go to bed and, pack up for a nice long trip. Also, be sure to be wearing, the proper attire. Please and thank you.
Uh-huh.
That means your uniforms, in case you guys didn't know.
Cool, I get a mask.
We
Yes,
have
you do.
uniforms. I'm
Yes.
just joking.
She chuckles. Great. Go to your rooms. Please. I have paperwork I have to read through and edit.
Lyric waves as he leaves.
Toodaloo. And you all go back to your wombs.
The womb.
The
I
womb.
guess so.
Alrighty. You all go back to your rooms. Do y'all go straight to Betty Bye, or do you guys want to chill out in the rec room for a minute and have a nice long chat?
I'll go to the rec room.
I gotta catch up on my book.
Okay.
On your butt. Yeah, Stackin's gonna go work out too.
My book.
Let's say
Okay.
I thought you said your butt.
Alright, so Stockeen's going to the gym. Anyone else going to the gym?
Silas probably will for a little bit.
Cool. The gym. Lyric, what are you doing?
I was gonna go to the rec room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Sanchi, you're going to your bedroom?
Yep.
Excuse me. Cool. I'll leave you guys there then, because separating you guys would be silly. When you guys go back, you notice in the rec room at least, or back to the bedrooms, you notice that none of the other three are there yet. And so you guys are just there kind of by yourselves and having a time to relax and chill. Is there anything I know, Sanchi, you're reading. Lyric, is there anything you wanted to do since you're in the rec room by yourself?
Can he get like a light snack?
Yeah, you can go to cafeteria.
Okay, he's basically just gonna grab a whole bunch of fruit
Mhm,
and just like a modest size amount of fruit.
mhm.
He's gonna sit down and eat while he
That's
think
prison life time.
thinks about whether or not he wants to try to start actually learning how to translate English, and also if he's in trouble.
Alrighty. Fair. All right, so we will start with those in the weight room. Sanchi, you get to go there too, since that's where we're at. All right, weight people. Look at that. You guys are still there. How cute.
Wow, I'm on the same exact one, doing the same exact workout. Who would have guessed?
All right.
Stackin's not a
You have
creature
a
of
thing.
habit.
I love this for you. I love that. So you guys just immediately go to work out and not chitty chat together.
Nah, I'll probably do a short run and see how many people are in the room.
You notice not many are in the room. It's a late Friday, so you can imagine all of them are kind of getting ready to go home for the weekend if
Mhm.
they are on base. So it's a little bit empty. You don't even see your teacher pump an iron. So he's not
Wow.
there.
Okay.
No Max Strong.
That's one of the things I wanted to check on.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Before,
I was waiting for spears in them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it's emptied out, I'll go take the machine next to Stocking.
Mm-hmm.
Just be awkward for a couple of minutes.
Out of all the other space in the room.
I
Two
love
people.
gyms. I love gyms so much.
Well, it's more of a, like, debating whether to bring something up or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I
And,
like
like, you might see her randomly, like, just looking over at you, like, with an inquisitive look, and then, like, shaking her head no, and then...
So Stacking, I'm gonna say Stacking notices, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine so. Passively
Looks at
notice.
Silas and kind of breaks the uncharacteristically breaks the silence, and he just goes, "So what do you think about all that?"
Not surprised, but, I guess I feel like to a degree there's not taking into account our special skills. Just, hey, stand and watch doesn't seem very useful. It all seems
No.
like bullshit.
Yeah. What do you think they really want out of us? If
To
you had
see
to guess.
to see if we will be good little puppets. See if we'll run at the first chance or go cry to the guild or that sort of thing.
You seem to be the smartest out of the rest of them.
I didn't get here because I wasn't smart. I got here because I got fucked over.
No, don't misunderstand me. That wasn't an insult. Nor, and Stakeen just kind of stops, and he's kind of thinking about his words carefully at this point. He just goes, "Nor do I think your past really dictates anything that's going to happen out there now. I think at this point, they don't care who you were, but what they saw." And
Yes,
that,
yes, but I feel like, again, I was roommates with Kipper. That is something to be used, which I am glad that is not on the table. Puts me in very awkward places where I'd have to make decisions.
you'd be surprised. They probably aren't bringing it up now, but they will.
Well, I guess now is the best time to put it. If you are supposed to be leader, you should know what your people are capable of besides the mind link.
Mhm.
Obviously, by now you may know parts of Kalishtar. We can commune with past lives, we'll say. And with that, I am very good at taking on the abilities of past lives. So if there is a skill you need, let me know. I can meditate on it and make use of that. I'll share that with you. So literally I
Okay.
can change my proficiency at will on a short break. So it's like if you need someone better in medicine or nature, I will meditate on it and I will be able to be of use.
B.
Additionally, uh, obviously, I do not like to fight. That does not mean I am incapable. And especially when it comes to tracking down a killer that seems to go after women specifically. Let's just say I make for the best bait because I can fight with my hands tied behind my back quite literally. And will actually make like spectral arms appear, which will be the first time you have seen them. And they are gross and ugly Wendigo arms that look like malnourished skin stretched over it. Like, I can fight with my arms tied behind my back. I make for a good, we'll say, fake damsel in distress. it is something to not be overlooked.
No, but and Stakeen is again a little hesitant. I'm not sure how often or how comfortable you would be using it. And he's just kind of a little more awkward now.
I am simply making you aware. While I may not be as observant as Spears, I do pay attention. And these are things to be taken into account when planning. If you need assistance with planning, I am more than happy to help.
Noted, and I appreciate you sharing that.
Also, do not be afraid to use Sanchi and I to lie for you. If that wasn't obvious with the interview.
That there, I will say, the one reporter, what was his name? Scribbles, I think.
Tenku?
Yes, he knew a little more about me than I think I was prepared for. And he made that known, and I think that truly is what threw me off. However, if the need arises, I do appreciate it.
Not a problem. Just keep in mind you're not a one-man team.
I don't intend to be, but there are reasons that, and I hope you understand if it would come down to it. But at the same time, I never wish it to, that you all will let me be.
It depends on the situation, I don't think. At least I'm not the type that will, let you sacrifice yourself for a dumb reason.
No, but you'll know it when it arises.
Also, you do not have to worry about me making contact with the Thieves Guild. I have no loyalty to them besides a loan, we'll say. The
No.
downside about being smuggled across to large debt to pay, I have no loyalties though.
I wasn't concerned about it. That I believe you are probably the least of my concerns. Sanchi is up there, but only because she is such a wild card, and Lyric is just kind of dumb. He will be his own undoing, truly. We all have our weaknesses, but I think you, from what I can tell, seem to be the one that shows them the least.
My training, I know how to control myself. That is, yes. If you need help raiding Lyric in, I would prefer not to, but if I did not make it obvious when I said I was a host, I meant a host club, I know how to manipulate people. I feel like that would be extremely fucked up to do to a teammates, but I can try and
think
keep it in
we'd
check.
have to resort to that. I feel like Lyric trusts you naturally and seems to think of you. You're not siblings, right?
We are not siblings. No, no. Also,
Okay.
I
They're
did not sleep
lovers.
with him.
Starkeen
I'll
just hears his
say that
voice
right
from nowhere. Lovers, I see. Well,
I have a vow of chastity. I would not break it for him.
I would hope not. Seems like if he were to get any, he would have a very dirty dick, and no one wants that.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Is it?
I
But
guess
is it
that depends.
wrong?
Were you circumcised? Do you know how to clean it?
I know how to clean it.
Oh God. Anyhow.
But Stakeen just goes, "Thank you, Silith. I appreciate any help you're willing to give me. Did I spell out strength? Did I spell it without a G?
Strong.
Strength. It's just strength. That looks. I don't know. I don't work. Okay. Stakeen tells Silith he appreciates any help that she's willing to give, and then moves on to a different machine.
Yeah, she's probably gonna, after that conversation, go to the showers.
Alrighty. You all have your nice little moment.
That one guy in the background keeps saying how much is fucked up that I just dug lyrics grave like that.
No, not that. It's like you just went to a different machine. Like, who does that?
After
Like,
I said
okay, you
lyric
just
is
stop
very
talking.
big. I'm just, nuh-uh. I said
That was
thank you
the
for your
bookmark.
help and then left.
Just move 6 treadmills over.
No, the silence is over here. That's 1, 2, 3 over. They could still be talking. You've never been in a gym with some, like, you've never been.
I
Big
promise
gym.
you, if I
Just
was
two
in a
people
gym
there.
with someone
Gym
who
and you
won't
can
stop
just
talking.
be on different machines and still be talking to each other.
Yeah. Yelling across the room.
Yeah, I've done
Totally
that.
not good bro etiquette, but okay.
No, if it's just you and one other person, why not?
We're
True.
talking, we're both on treadmills, then we're done talking, and I move 6 treadmills over.
Great.
So, the cafeteria. You grab all the fruit. You grab a bunch of fruit, snackies. Now,
Nope.
are you just sitting in there and studying? Or,
I-
like,
Did you
I
sneeze
am-
from us talking about you?
Yeah, I did sneeze from you guys talking about me. And like for some reason, unknown to him, he just kind of feels a little bad right now.
His cockroaches.
like the cosmos just like flicked him in the nose or something. And he doesn't know, but he's like whatever, eat a grape, and then he eats a little bit of a melon, while he looks at his tablet. Wait, we have tablets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he looks at his tablet, and then he just like constantly switches between English and Dwarvish and English and Dwarvish, and then it's lost trying to get back to Dwarvish because he hits left too many times,
Mhm.
and he starts getting really frustrated, and he puts the tablet down, eats the grapes a little bit, and he looks around. Is there anybody at all in this cafeteria that's not a worker?
Can you roll a perception check for me? Because at this point, it's been like a solid 45 minutes or so of you, like, just sitting there eating, studying as they're working out and stuff, too. So,
All right.
roll that nice
That's
perception for me. Beautiful, fucking solid. So you look around and then you don't see anyone in front of you. You also notice it's like abnormally empty in here. There's maybe like 2 other people. Like it is. You're seeing it on a Friday night. It's silent. And you go to like stretch and you like do the arm above the head stretch and you lean back in your little chair and you immediately touch something. And you look up and you immediately notice that your hand is just like grasping Spears' chin. Like, and he just kind of looks at you and he goes, "Do you need help translating that?" As he takes like
there-
one step back so you're no longer just caressing his chin and cheek.
Lyric like while looking at Spears, arm still extended to where it was when it was touching his chin. Lyric just kind of like slowly brings his hand back, facing away from Spears, like straightens himself out. He's like, every fucking time with this guy. And he turns around and goes, yeah, I have noticed that it's gonna be kind of a problem if I don't try to at least learn the basics. Because we were told to be ready by 5 a.m. I don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
and I imagine there's a lot more that I'm gonna need some help with besides that. If
Right.
Dwarven's complicated, I imagine Common is too.
Depends. And he like sits down and you start just having a whole little lesson. And he just brings out his tablet as well, so he can have it in the Dwarven version and you can have yours in the English. And you notice that he just starts talking fluent Dwarven to you. And then just starts explaining it.
In the middle of his explanation, I just because how many languages do you know?
And he like pauses for a minute and he starts like counting. He goes, I don't know when I started is the issue. I just kind of kept picking them up, give or take. But I would say
And you're
roughly about over 10.
this small and you're a good shot. Where the hell do you find the time to get good at it all?
I was in prison.
How do you learn how to be a good shot in the prison?
Well, I knew that beforehand, but I just had nothing else to do, so I just learned languages. Figured if I could talk to the new people in their native tongue first, they wouldn't, join Tasha in his whole hot mess. But
I guess
You
that's
know.
fair. I mean, you were always reading whenever we were in the cell together. If you weren't just staring out at Tasha.
yeah,
By the way, why do you hate Tasha so much?
it's a long story. But
Get over this. He killed his mom.
yeah,
See,
You
What-
already know.
I only know this because
was
I
that?
was
Yeah.
at the table with him
Yeah,
and Connor, so you guys canonically don't know it.
yeah.
I
He
thought.
just says it's a long story.
No.
Well, I know you're not one for talking a lot, but if you ever feel like giving me what's the word, a sum, I will absolutely listen to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, either way, we should get back because you need to one. Last I knew, Dwarven didn't have different numbers.
Oh,
It's all the same.
What's it now?
And he just like looks and he like pulls up a clock and he's like, numbers are universal. Mostly, unless you get into some of the different languages. But even then, the only one that has like numbers is like really like ancient Dwarven. Different numbering, but overall they're universal one way or another.
I don't know. I don't really know what kind of background my stepfather had, if I'm being completely honest.
Either way, we'll show you what numbers look like on a clock. But
Well then,
anyhow,
well, these ones look blocky. He just like points at
Yes.
the digital numbers.
good golly. So he just like starts pointing it out and naturally you continue to have your lesson. And this is digital numbers, guys. Digital
Before-
numbers look the same almost anywhere you go. I see you all giving different numbers and other languages. I'm like, these are literally digital clocks, folks. They don't look any
You know what
different
I-
besides
you
there's
know what I
military
mean.
time.
You know what I mean? I meant the
Yeah.
military time.
I mean,
Yep.
even
I
for
still
digital
echo
clocks, it
military time.
probably would depend on who came up with the system.
And like,
Yeah.
and also the split black letter numbers. That's what I was
Yeah.
mainly thinking of.
All good.
Before you have Spears and I like just continue on the lessons.
Mhm.
Lyric is just gonna randomly drop. Thanks for protecting me every night. I didn't realize you were doing that until we were almost out.
Say that in common.
Didn't I just do that?
Write it in common.
He wants proof.
Writing. Lyric puts his fingers together, and then he. Is there any like pen or pencil?
Oh no, he just fully pulls up like the little drawing tablet portion of the iPad you iPad kids. And he just pulls it up with the stylus, and he lists out like, you know, a good chunk of words with some like fake words also, and he's like, write it in common. So he has like the dwarven version, and then there's like the I wa- that was about to be real fucked up what I said. And then the common version. Sorry, I was about to say something completely different. I was like, I can't say that. Anyways. But yeah, so he has like, and then he'll even throw in like a few extra words in dwarven and a few extra words in common, so that way then, you know, he throws some little red herrings in there.
Lyric
And
looks at him and goes, "Don't I need paper? What am I gonna do with this?" He just like looks at the end of the stylus. There's no
he
there's
like
no stuff on it.
he grabs your hand and just presses it there, and then just like moves it and scribbles it. And then if you press
Lyric's
the
mind
button,
is exploding right now. He is
And
looking
then-
at this like it's magic.
and
Oh,
then if
that's
you press
awesome.
the button, it erases the line as he presses the button and then like scribbles over some of it, so some of it erases.
Are you a magician? I didn't think those were real. How did you do that?
It's technology. But anyways. He just continues like giving you your lesson, and you feel oh so smarter possibly. I don't know, roll an intelligence check. How well are you understanding him?
Oh
Let's see
God,
how
please,
Lyric is
Lyric,
doing.
please. Don't like. I don't want you to be. What's it called? Canon.
Canonically stupid.
Don't, I mean, he is canonically stupid, but I
Yeah.
don't want him to like
Not
be a brick wall.
Okay. You're a beginner. You're a beginner for sure. I guessed at the -3, Jesus. But anyhow, you're doing pretty decent.
Oh,
You're like slightly above average. So you're catching on, but you're not like excelling. But anyhow, you guys continue that for about an hour or so, and then, you know, roughly it is all time for all of you to come back to bed and go eat because it's nighttime. And then Sanchi, you're reading your book. Is there anything you wanted to do while reading your book?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And you all wake up to a nice alarm at 5 a.m. You included. Lyric. Because Spears came back and said it for you, because you just didn't understand the numbers portion. So he set it up for you. No worries.
what a chad.
And then ultimately he goes back to his bedroom. And you all wake up the next morning. Wake up, get dressed, eat all your breakfast. No dreams. Unless you guys want to have a dream, then please tell me about it. But
my dream is
yeah.
to be set free.
Aw.
You dream of flying as a bird? Surprise!
Want to be freed from this cage of military imprisonment.
Ah, you about to be in a van, so be ready.
Oh God.
So, with that being said, you all wake up, you get your breakfast, nothing out of the ordinary, and you all walk outside to the front. Fucking gnome. I keep forgetting about him. Anyway, like if I could show you, you know what? I'll finally do this so you guys can see it. Me breaking the DM 5th wall so you guys can see what I see every time. So every time, and mind you, he alternates corners, but in session chat, this is about all I see every time. I just see him in a different corner, and I keep forgetting that you guys can't see him. But anyhow, he's just always there
That's
for me.
actually great, though.
It's so annoying.
Wait,
But
I still don't see him.
I do.
So frustrating. It's in the chat. But anyhow,
Oh, I see.
it's in the in session.
Don't worry, chat. You'll be able to see it eventually.
Yep.
Eventually.
We'll edit
Yeah.
it in.
If you rewatch on our
That's just
YouTube page.
Gnore Man.
Yep. So, Genome just chilling in the corner. But anyhow, you all walk up and you see good old Elara, like standing there at the very, very bottom, like way down here, with a van. And she's like standing in front of it and like has little keys. And she's like, "Good morning, everyone. Stakeen, come sit in the front with me," as she opens the door for you. And then the automatic door opens for the rest of you. She's like, "Get on in back, guys. The rest of you. Stakeen, you're in front with me."
I pull window seat.
And as you all get in, and she goes, "Oh, before I forget, I may or may not have taken out the robot that's supposed to drive this, so he's in the back too. Be nice to him. He's only good at driving cars. Okay?"
Before Stacking gets in the car, can he look back at Lyric just to see how upset Lyric is?
Yeah,
that
Lyric,
he's not
how-
in the front seat.
How upset are you?
Jealous, I think is the proper word.
Lyric is a little jealous, but he also he at least somewhat understands the fact that he was gonna get special attention anyways. But he is a little like, in his mind, just
Little miffed.
God, you suck.
Lyric, can you actually roll a perception check for me?
Yes, I can.
Thank
I'll do better than last night.
Believe in you.
No chin grabbing. Oh, so I
Cool.
did slightly better.
Slightly better. Just enough to notice as you get in, and it takes you a while to notice, but it's not until the car door is closing that you know she's wearing the necklace. So, there you go.
Lyric just kind of smiles to himself.
And the perfume.
And as you, yep, and all of you get in the van, and there is, when you
Hey,
guys
bitch,
get
we're
in,
going shopping.
ayo, you all notice immediately, those in the back, that there's just a wall. So you can't see the front seat. Sorry. But that's also not in your field of view anyways from this, well, I guess it would be, but there's actually a wall. Maybe it is a window, but you guys can't see through it.
So in your
So-
lap is
One of the
robot.
limo
Oh.
walls.
Pretty
Window
much.
miter.
Welcome, except you guys get the POV of the little robot that's sitting in the other chair.
Listen,
Oh, and in case you guys want to see the robot that you guys can mess up with, let me just... I chose a real good one for you guys.
Yeah, I was
I wonder
gonna.
if
It's
this
gonna be
will-
Wally.
I was gonna fuck around with
One-
this one.
is it BB-8 or R2D2?
No, it's someone so great.
Aw.
Aw,
Aw.
cute.
It's him!
I lick.
So,
This guy
Yep.
licks
How does he
eyes.
reach the wheel?
yep, he's great. So he's itty bitty still, but he's just like sitting on a seat, chilling back there, maybe on the table. But yeah, so Sakine and good old Ilara in the front. Wall limousine, you actually can't see the steering wheel or anything. But all four of you are back there. And with that,
Can they at least hear us?
no,
Oh.
they can't.
Oh no.
So much for having a debriefing in the car.
But
For
for my
several
owl
hours.
ears,
Is it one of those ones where you can like intercom back and forth to each other if Alara wishes?
Yeah. And you notice that she, like, as she's getting the car all started up and ready, she actually speaks through the robot sometimes.
Interesting.
And with that, I have something to share with all of you.
I'd like to take the
Me, me,
next
me.
7 hours to fuck with the robot.
Yeah, I imagine
Yay! Yes!
so.
Why would you do that to him? Damn it, Sanji.
It's a 7-hour trip and I'm a bird.
Yep. So with that, she then says, as she gets ready to go, "Now, no worries, I'll give more details once we get to a rest stop or something, but I'll give you all the file now. It's being sent over. But in short, I've broken it all down for you guys, given you a calendar of, you know, when the people were last seen, if we have the information, how they died, any suspects, who they're connected to, along with we've created some, what I always find helpful is some responses, or at least tables to have responses for the interrogations you guys will be doing. So in short, you could take these 7 hours to start listing out some questions and whatnot. But there's the file. Again, we'll go over all the nice details, but pretty much all of it's in here in a nice, you know, summarized format. So
And
you
I
guys
just kind
go.
of look at Alara as she's like explaining this, and I just go, "You realize they're not gonna do any of that. They're just gonna fuck with the robot, right?"
Oh, absolutely. But that's why I'm saying it to you too.
Huh.
But I could see Silith actually reading it.
I was say Silith is going over it.
Yep. She's like, I could see Silith going over it. Mind you, that's not on the intercom.
No, but I am saying, like, my goal was to read over it, and then when I was done, just watch, you know, the trees go by, look for the running man, that sort of thing.
Yep, because you guys do have windows and everything. And so the car ride begins, and all of you should have access to the Google Doc and be able, or the Google Sheets, and go in there and do what you got to do.
Okay. Does someone want to read it to Lyric, who canonically can't read, but
It's on the
also
tablet.
provides something for the chat?
Ooh, true. Technically, we could have the chat view it also on good old Sanchi's screen, if she chooses to share it.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on here, so in short, we will actually go over it once you guys actually get to your destination, but I gave it to you guys ahead of time because, you know, why not? It gives you guys time to do stuff, so.
Fair enough.
On the nice car ride. Or at least when those are not talking on the car ride, you guys can review it, and I imagine all of you as actual players are going to be writing out so many questions for all of these, folk. And so, yeah, you guys will definitely have all of that fun time. But anyhow,
Uh-huh.
the car ride. So you all start going. We will start with the back group because I know they are dying to ask this poor robot question.
No, I'm just gonna prod it and look at all of its pieces, parts, and how they work.
Gonna
He
break
gets
him?
the sad
No,
face.
not break him, just like open him and close him again.
Oh.
Wait,
And he just looks at you, goes, no. And he turns his like little hands. He's like, please don't.
I
did
swat
say
his hands
please.
away.
He gets Baymax at it.
hey, I mean, don't break him because boss said not to, I guess. But pass him over here.
Ah! He just like, screams in terror.
Look, nobody
I
can
was
hear you
just gonna
scream.
look up and glare, like,
Please, no. Please.
This poor little robot.
I will answer questions, but please, no. Don't harm
It'll
me.
be
I
like-
still have to work. How will you talk to her if you don't have me?
Ah, okay, I guess.
I guess you can just tell us how the inner parts of you work. That's all I want to know.
I
Like
just wanted to make it fly.
my programming?
More like the electronics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how's that work?
Well, my core function, like, you know,
I
drive
don't
a
know.
car, like, you know, make decisions and such. I drive the car.
Yeah,
Haven't you driven a car?
yeah, how's
No.
that
No.
work?
Well, I use
Yeah.
like a navigation system similar to you, I imagine. Like a
Mm,
bird used to back in the day.
Back in the
So you can
day.
fly?
What?
So you can fly? You have
No.
bird vision?
Well, the car can fly, but not me. I just
Wait, how-
control the car.
But from back here.
From back here, I'm not controlling the car. I'm just an intercom.
So who's driving the car?
I believe it's Major Ilara Omelet. I can't give her ID because it's classified to those in the car, but.
I would remember it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can she hear everything we're saying?
No, she turned down the volume.
Oh, this is a pain, but I've done it.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no.
So,
Lyric
Just
just starts
scream.
like bouncing its head up and down, like patting it.
and just
Do you-
like
Huh?
No, I was just adding the doc you sent as a
Mhm.
source.
Well, did you have another question? Squad member A, Lyric?
Are you keeps patting the robot's head? Do you feel this?
Yes. I have collision sensors.
Yes.
Do you poop?
I don't eat or drink, so I don't have a need for the waste.
How do you move?
By the motors that are inside my body.
So that you have motors, you don't eat or drink. Do you have tiny people driving you?
No. It's more like wires and screws.
Are you that fancy new AI that we've been hearing so much about?
It's not new, but no. Well, yes.
I mean, you're answering her questions awfully precisely, so I just thought maybe.
Yeah. But no, I guess so. But I'm not, harmful. I just drive cars.
I mean, I didn't ask if you were a harmful AI, but maybe I should
It's-
have.
It's usually implied.
Hmm. Is it? Who's implying it? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. I've been in prison for the past few years.
I'm aware. I knew your records from my face scan.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be
But-
telling you if you weren't aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on a need-to-know basis. Don't tell anyone. Or else.
Well, it's not like I'm going to.
Or else.
Hey, robot, you should tell me things.
Did you know that these seats were made out of synthetic fibers?
I don't know what that is, but I meant about Sanchi. And then, like, Lyric just kind of, like, pokes Sanchi on the top of the head.
Sanchi gives Lyric a glare.
I don't think she's happy about that.
Oh, she's never happy with me, trust me.
Don't tell him anything. Your life's at stake.
Aw.
is it just kind of like whimpers and sadness?
Silent, ask this thing a question. It knows all kinds of stuff.
I didn't know a robot could get sad.
How much do you know about us?
Whatever's in your file.
Ooh, I have a good question. What don't you
How
know?
much is it? How much is in our file?
Well, your history, the criminal history, any documents that had your names on it.
What does my recent file say about me?
Like, can I get a copy of my file? Are you able to send it to this tablet?
No, that is classified. And has the restriction label on it.
Oh.
So wait, you can't get anything if the original person doesn't want it, but we also can't get it if it's ours?
More so, I know that there is a file in basic human, information on it. But outside of that, no. I cannot give any information, personal or specific, on the file.
Don't we
Hey,
have a
Sanchi,
legal
what did
right?
you want to do with this back?
Say again.
Say, Sanchi, what did you want to do with the robot before? I think we should do it.
Oh,
Hey, robots. Based off of your probability, which one of these suspects is most likely to be guilty?
which suspects?
You would have to upload the file and then I can review it.
Can I do that? For
And he's
sure.
like, he shows like his little like program ID that you have to share
Uh,
with him.
I will send him the thing.
And he like reviews it. He goes, "Seeing this is not about vehicles, I cannot assist."
Huh. And yet you seem to know an awful lot about us who aren't vehicles.
No, but you're
Exactly.
in my vehicle.
But you know our files, and you only know about cars. Does the
Mhm.
military think we're cars?
No.
Okay, I have a question for you then.
Mhm.
That is related to vehicles and your software.
Mhm.
Let's say you are driving straight forward, and
Mhm.
the road conditions are slippery, and there are 5 people in front of you. You cannot brake in time to not hit them. However, you are able to swerve out of the way, but you would hit one person instead. Which path do you take?
Unfortunately, I do know a better way to do this since our cars now hover nowadays. So I would go up.
But there's
I may
a
hit
bird
another
above you.
vehicle though.
You'll
Now,
hit
what
me.
if there's an Alkin above you? Which way do you go?
Oh my
It is
god.
truly unfortunate for the outcome.
I
You
have
don't
programmed to
respect
be
my
against them.
kind.
No.
He gets
No, unfortunately, if that was to occur, we would have to deploy not only the airbags inside, but outside as well.
So the Alkin would just go kind of flying away. But
Kinda. Or at least the impact wouldn't be as severe. And then at that point, I would be programmed to immediately call the emergency services to provide assistance.
so how many Alkin have you hit in your life?
0.
I see. So there's always time.
Depends on what he says in the rest of this car ride.
If I put an orange coat on the hood, will you brake?
No.
Do your person detectors detect ghost?
No. We only detect those faces we can scan.
So you do not detect things outside of the vehicle, such as pedestrians?
When they get in my radius, yes, but I do not need to know their identity immediately unless there is contact.
No, I am
Have
saying
you ever
for your radius, for your proximity detectors, are you able to detect ghost with them?
No.
Have you ever hit a person?
Have you ever hit a
No.
ghost?
Not to my knowledge.
It's probably hit a ghost.
Ooh.
There, I've asked my questions, now I will get back to my reading.
And as
Is
you
there a
guys-
marker in here?
No, you have your tablet to draw on.
Oh, I was gonna draw on you.
Please don't. I already have an animated face as he gives like a smile and then like a wiggly face.
But what
I
about
meant I
the
was gonna draw
tattoo?
on your sides.
You could have a tattoo.
Oh, I could. I would prefer a car decal instead, though.
Yeah, we could draw that.
Please don't. This is a military vehicle. We must uphold our professionalism.
Are you a military vehicle?
Yes, I am a part of a
Right.
military vehicle and program.
Wait, but I thought you said nobody drove you.
No,
He's an instrument, a military
Mhm.
machine.
I plug
Oh,
into the driver's seat and then I would be driving the vehicle.
Then why aren't you in the driver's seat?
Because Major Ilara Omelette did not want the car to be driven by me.
So if you're supposed to be in the driver's seat, in order for the car to turn on, in order for the car to drive, and she is in the driver's seat,
I
you're
never
not here.
said
How is
the
the car
car.
on?
The car does. I don't need to be plugged in to turn the car on.
So why are you here?
To be the intercom.
Oh, one more question. Do you have any defensive weapon capabilities? Or
Mm.
offensive?
No offensive. Defensive is our airbags. And our ability to move on a dime. Or a nickel
So-
if you have humor. Ha 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 ha.
Is this thing being sarcastic right now? I have no idea. They just leans towards Silas and asks.
I don't think I've heard that phrase. I've only heard the turn on a dime. I do not know all of the idioms of this language.
What's an idiom?
It's you.
Oh god. Jesus. Woo. Alright.
Like a Kashkarian, is she an idiom too?
Idiom is like a phrase that means something different.
Word of the day.
Now,
Lyric
new
word of the day.
platonic.
Yep.
So
And
like
Jean.
the
Learning
saying you
with
can
lyric.
bring a horse water but you can't make it drink means you can show someone the way, but that does not mean they will take it. They're sayings
Oh.
like that.
Okay.
Hmm.
So to turn on a dime does not mean the coin, but in a very small radius can turn quickly.
Oh, I figured that. I just have no idea what. I just didn't know what an idiom was.
Well,
Good
now you
lord.
do. It's what happens when you read a dictionary for 2 years straight.
You're just like
Dictionary.
Spears, for
Right.
real, for real.
They do make comment to dwarven dictionaries that might be helpful.
Oh yeah, actually, Spears was helping me out with some last night, and he made me write. And it turns out I have very bad handwriting.
Hey, robot. Whose authority do we need to supersede the Laras?
I cannot provide that information. That is
Why?
classified.
That's very important information.
Has Major Alara ever like had a badass fight while in this vehicle, or like fighting around it that you saw?
Hmm. Not that the cameras detected.
That what does that? Holy shit! What does that mean?
As in, if she did fight, we did not see it.
Oh, I thought you meant she was just that fast. Not 10.
She is fast.
Have
But
you ever caught a ghost on camera?
what is a ghost that you speak of?
A spectral being, something that is not made of
Mm.
materials.
Hmm.
A energy being, some say.
Sometimes I get that sense from Major Ilara Omelet, but we're never able to detect it as we are not programmed to. We are supposed to only capture what affects our radius. Of the vehicle.
Well, I guess that's enough for today.
Hmm.
Lyric picks up the robot and kind of just like keeps lifting it up and down.
And it just does a little like flat line face as you just keep messing with it. And cutting to the front of the car as you all are driving and you all continue to mess with it. Every now and then she turns up the like audio to hear what's like being said back there and like chuckles every now and then. She's like, I knew they'd have fun with him. He's such a great bot.
She's just
She, like,
using us
turns-
for entertainment.
Y'all are
She
the
just turns it
podcast.
up. She turns it up at one point and it's just like, please put me down. Please put me down. You said you wouldn't throw me.
It's just utter chaos back there.
Nobody said that.
Not yet. No. So she like is driving and continuing on her drive. And at this point, she turns to you, Stalkeen, not looking at the road. You don't even need perception to see that. And she goes, Stalkeen,
Yes.
what do you do for fun?
Why do you ask?
Just curious.
Well, I mean, I guess for fun. And Stakeen hasn't really thought about it. For a
You've
while.
never had fun?
Well,
Who's got
I
the
mean,
time?
prison doesn't really strike me as a fun place, but I guess working out is kind of fun, you know, being physically active, I guess, and reading isn't bad.
Hmm. And when was the last time you were happy?
And Stakeen just kind of looks out the window and goes, "Next question."
Typical. Well,
What do you mean typical?
all you men are always I'm never happy. 'Cause
What?
of-" So, you know, y'all are rarely happy.
That's such a
Got
woman thing to say.
reasons.
But also, you know, just something I've noticed. I have a suspicion, but and you're just
Uh-huh.
playing right into the suspicion, but
And your suspicion?
oh, we're not there yet. Don't worry, I'll ask. Well, I'm actually about to ask. What kind of leader do you think you are?
That should give you enough of an answer, really. I don't want to be one, is the truth of it. I guess if I had to pick, one that would protect my team at any cost.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well,
Why?
just curious, because, you know, how I see it, you know, you usually, you tend to be very much just like your versions of fun individual. You don't really go to them to lead, you let them come to you. I don't want to say backseat because clearly you're in the front, but you are a little bit more laid back than I expected. So I figured I'd ask what you like to do for fun. And ironically, both are things that you do singular, not with others.
Yeah, well,
But, you know, and if anything, it seems like they're always going to you for advice, which is good instead of you looking to help them out. And, well, besides Lyric just pays attention to anyone that's looking at him. But ultimately, I'm aware that you don't trust me yet. And while I haven't really given you a reason not to, all this week when I was sitting there and having to plead the case for all of you to go on this mission and whatnot, or calm any fears that they had, all those fun higher ups and whatnot, it dawned on me that I never really put an effort in yet either to give you all a reason to fully trust me either, you know? And then I
yeah.
realized my own leadership styles had faults in it. And while, yes, Commander Rylan, you know, it's usually my opposite and covers the bases that I'm terrible at, which is why we were one of the best, or at least one of the most highly regarded squads on Team 10. But none of that's important now. I only ask it because not only is it important that I do have your trust, but you also have the trust of the team and that they'll actually listen to you. Like I told you guys on the first day, my life is on the line just like yours. And if all of this works out, while I know none of you are probably staying on Team 17, you know, this team was created for y'all. And so, what I want to know what stamp you plan on leaving on this team and how it should be run in the future. Should you guys get to lead and leave and lead by example? It has a large impact, you know, that whole butterfly effect thing. I think they made a movie about it. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's really odd. But I do have integrity, and overall, I want to make sure not only are you guys happy, healthy, and safe, it's my job and how I personally feel. And one way or another, y'all are human in, one race or species, but you guys are people. You have feelings, emotions, and deserve to, prove whatever you want to prove or be whoever you want to be while, within restraints of the professional workforce. But folks get caught up in the title of team leader and major and commander, and we all kind of forget about who we are at the end, and then in turn, I don't get to give you a reason to trust me either, though I've never given you a reason not to. But, while unlike the rest of the majors you've probably dealt with, I get away with a lot more. I have some cool skills and talents, And I didn't choose to be a part of the team. It's more so it was handed to me and they know I'm the best for the job. Similar to you with the team leader role. But while you don't trust the rest, I'm not like the rest either. Dare I say I'm only human, after all. So I ask again, what kind of leader do you want to be, Stalkeen? And before you answer, you got like 5 hours to still think about it. But depending on how you answer, could change the the whole direction that you go with on the team.
Let me ask you a question first.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you know about all of us?
More than I should.
What does that mean?
Means outside of your guys' criminal records, I know those connected to most of you. I know a lot more than was needed, but was available. So,
Oh.
I know you guys in and out, for the most part.
Can you give me an example? Because after all, as I'm sure you are very well aware, if you know my file, there's a reason why I don't trust you. And I would love it, and it would make things easier for me if you knew what that was.
It's very interesting you ask, because I was hoping you could tell me what's in that file one day. Not here, for obvious reasons, but, it's the one spot that was classified. I even know the number of people Lyric slept with. He doesn't even know that because he was drunk most of the
You?
nights. I also know he's not paid for them either. But
everyone's just dogging on Lyric.
So, for some reason, like Lyric just kind of feels bad again, and he misses a catch and lets the robot drop.
just screaming, twitches, rewires itself. No, pops out little wheels and goes under the seats so it doesn't get grabbed again.
This is the robot's villain origin
Poor little
story.
guy.
He truly is. This is where AI goes wrong. You guys caused this.
His villain origin.
Truly the worst. Poor little Elic. Or Elic, whatever the hell his actual name is. But anyhow. I love this robot. Elic, yeah, he's great. But anyhow. But yeah. So no fear.
That was classified?
Yeah. Heavily.
Nice to know they at least do some things right. Let's just say, so you at least know of any... What does my file say Why am I here? Let's start with
Mm.
that.
Why you're here?
Why was I in prison? Why am I here
Hmm.
in general?
Mm-hmm. Well,
The sooner you can answer that, the sooner I can begin to trust you, and I can answer maybe some of your questions.
hmm. Well, put it in the safest terms. I know it seems they're trying to cover something.
Hmm.
Nor am in a trustworthy spot to say such a thing. But ultimately, I've been around the military, you know, um, for a while now. Whole life and such. I know when something's fishy. Something's very fishy. I don't know the contents of it, but you do. But what I do know, and any time I've run into the similar roadblock, it's because it's something far above my pay grade to know about. But something's up. Dare I call it a
Oh.
conspiracy?
I suppose that makes sense. And if there's a roadblock, I guess you wouldn't know. Well,
I do follow some of the rules. I just have more leniency to bend them.
like,
Well, you know, dare I say sometimes people make mistakes and they get fired, but I don't.
I see.
It's kind of hard when I leverage my last name, but
I did notice that. How many people know?
not many. Even when we go here to, Greaseor, they're going to call me something else, but. Oh, I guess I did forget to tell the group that. Oops. Oh well. It won't
Did
be
you
that.
want people to know?
Do I want them to know that I go by aliases also, or do I want them not to know my last name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They should probably know I'm going to go by an alias, and the reason why most of the public doesn't know my actual last name is because, well, could blame my parents for that one. But, it's just better because just like our uniforms already are a billboard, or any of you guys going out is already a billboard for criminals to come up and be like, hey, and then we immediately arrest them. It's very similar, except I'm a billboard for those to get more in contact with Base 1. So, when they don't know my last name, it's for the best.
I would imagine that to be true, so I'm surprised you actually use that as leverage. You'd think someone of your descent would try to, I guess, stay a little more hidden in the military.
Nah, there's no hiding it. I was born on a base.
I see. That's unfortunate. As someone who's been in the military, I guess, for a long time, I kind of understand where you're coming from there. That's why I'll say a lot of the things I find fun have to be done solo. Unfortunately, as you know, there wasn't many opportunities in my particular regime for group outings.
I actually wouldn't know, but different upbringings.
Well, now
So.
you do.
Interesting. Noted. So the
Yep.
answer to my question?
About what kind of leader I want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm on the wouldn't say proper path to be what I deem to be a decent leader. Um, but I think I'm at least in an area where I feel comfortable and want to be a leader that continues to protect his team.
So you want to be more involved and more outspoken with them, or do you still want to be more in the back seat?
It would be more in the back seat. It usually my preference. The less work and fighting that I have to do, I think personally would be for the best. It keeps, let's say, my mind clear would be the best way to do it. To continue to help strategize and work through, let's say, complicated scenarios. Um, Personally, I think that would be where I would visualize myself. The less frontline things I would have to do as a leader, I think would be better.
Hmm.
Did you think I would
Interesting.
say something different?
I didn't have any pre-notions.
Hmm. Let's just say there's a lot going on in the noodle.
Mm-hmm. Relatable. But dare I suggest or say this, and nothing's final. We're just, talking as two leaders and such. Personally, I think I may be making some squad adjustments, but not really too major. Well, sorta. But personally, I think moving forward, what I think would be best, not only for you, but for the team, if that's the way, I want the team leader to be the most effective, and you know your own capabilities best. So,
That's
w-
debatable, if I'm honest.
we'll see. This will be a really good test then to see if you really want to be in the back seat or if you want to be in the front line. But
Hmm.
ultimately, I think it might be best if this squad works with a leader that is remote. So instead, I mean, both teams or both squads deserve to have time with you, anyways. So you're going to be kind of flip flopped every now and then. But having you and Spears possibly switch places, you still will be team lead, but overall, he'll just be here in person instead. Um, with the rest of the squad, and then you could be in the back end with Commander Ryland, who
Wonderful.
honestly it's very interesting that you don't like him that much when you guys are literally pretty much looking at a mirror of each other. It's very fascinating.
Wouldn't you
But
say that's the exact reason why we wouldn't like each other?
no, I think that's the exact reason why you'll learn to be the leader you want to be, because I am the
Hmm.
polar opposite. I like to be on the front line and reach out to the team members, while he likes them to come to him. And ultimately, he's the brains, I'm the bronze. Except sometimes he's the bronze too. He's kind of a complete package, and then I'm just better. So, and I strategize and stuff too, but I'm more on the fly, where he's someone that he thinks it all out ahead of time. So, his style and your style would go well together, and you guys would be a really good duo. Plus, you could help straighten out Connor and Wade if Spears doesn't. If they're alive when we get back. Commander Ryland may have killed them because, oops, he's a little
What?
angry. He has to work on his weekend and he's all upset because, oh, I'm going to miss my daughter, grow up. You shouldn't have had her then if you were worried about missing her. So, regardless, he was ready to have children, I guess. He just, wasn't ready to come back from maternity leave or paternity leave. Both, technically. But, you know, I just
Suppose
like to
that's
bully him a
fair.
little. Every
A little.
now and then. It's not that bad.
Just sounds like Alara just can't find someone to have kids with. Sorry, over in the chat. Damn.
Yep. It's great. I've been
Oops,
reading it the
I
whole
forgot
time. It's
to
been
tell 'em.
beautiful. Anyhow, with that, can all of you roll perception checks now that it's been, 4 or 5 hours in the car?
I perceive naturally. Never mind.
Nope.
Me, always on it.
Wow.
Great depression.
Stakeen, you were so invested in this conversation.
I guess. I'm
Oh my
opening
god,
myself up.
only Silith notices it. So another hour, or about it's about 5 hours into the drive, so you all know you have 2 hours left because there's a little pop-up with the GPS on it and stuff. And Silith, you're the only one that notices. Maybe it's because you're just been so focused on working on the document and getting everything together, and you then notice. You look up just to kind of see how long you have left because you're like, oh, I have so much I have to do. And you notice that Ilara took a wrong turn. And she took a wrong turn.
Don't make mistakes.
In fairness, I haven't been outside of Florentine, so.
Really wants to talk to him, I guess. Really enjoying this conversation. I guess this is their only way of getting a date. I'm not gonna say anything to the others. Just
Again.
Lyric, for
Yep.
some reason, feels like the universe punched him again.
And so with that, you all. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say, he just picks up the little bot again, but he sits him in his lap this time like he's a dog.
He's like, how did you find me?
oh, Mr. Bot. When will we make a gas stop or bathroom break since we were supposed to have a rest stop? That will be her only indication she realized.
Oh,
We were told we were supposed to have a break at some point.
oh,
I should probably tell her. And he jump almost not even jump off, but a small little shoot of air pops out from under him as he lands on the little docking station, and he plugs in, and up in the front y'all are just talking about whatever, and you notice that there's an alert on the little tablet, and she looks at it and she goes, uh-oh. And then you hear her voice through the front. She goes, so I took a wrong turn, guys.
What?
I may or may not be on track to send us to Berry Valley instead.
Oh no!
We are stopping at their wineries, right?
Are we going to see Ronald and Donald McDonald?
Well, how do you know about those bars?
Oh my god.
But
How do I not know about those bars? I am a traveling monk who only works so that way he could drink every now and again. I can hold my
Well.
own food.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a little day trip, would y'all?
Don't we have a mission?
Yeah.
Nah, I can wait a day. I'm sure Commander Ryland is doing a bunch of research ahead of time, so we're all nice and ready.
Allow me to
We'll
rephrase.
just get a hotel for a night and.
Aren't we supposed to
fair.
be doing a mission?
I rolled an
Lyric,
insight check.
Lyric kind of wraps around Sanchi, risking the beak bite, and goes, "Don't you ruin this for me. She mentioned balls."
Well, you guys deserve a day off too, right?
We all agree.
Hey.
Still covering
As
Sanchi's
Silas
mouth.
hasn't said anything.
On the
It'll
basis
be fine.
on the basis of this being pretty out of character for her, do I get advantage on my insight check?
Yeah.
Oh great. I'll roll a second one just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh,
Look it
no way!
Wow.
Kid.
Consistency. So you also can tell from the robot voice, though it doesn't give that much inflection, And her voice coming through it, you can tell she fully knew she made a wrong turn. She fully was aware of it when she did it. And she's like, and you can tell this was her plan from the jump. You can tell that she is just, oh, so lying.
She's a liar.
So, you know, Sachi. She knows. She knows. But, all the conspiracy theories. But anyhow, yeah. So you guys all slowly start to roll in, but you guys do make a pit stop at like a random like side station. And ultimately, you know, stretch your legs, use the restroom. You don't go too far on it because she's pretty strict on this. You guys do spend a lot of time there just like eating random food and just like chatting.
Sonchi
having
would
a
like
grand
to
old
tell a
time.
ghost story when it gets dark.
Ooh, what a good time.
Yes, as
What a-
we're on the road to Berry Valley, she goes,
Yep.
Legends say
Uh,
that
There was once this
thousands
to-
of
there was
years
once this
ago in this
toad.
very valley, just like the string of women that were abducted in Greasor, the same thing happened in this very spot. To this day, they haven't found the bodies. They say they went to a alternate dimension with lots of fog and poor rendering.
Yes! Let's
Oh my
go.
god!
And with that, you all roll up onto the new, fun Berry Valley. As you all just roll up to the city. It is now nighttime because, well,
That freaking Big Hero 6.
I have no idea. I got it from
It
DeviantArt.
looks like
Good
it.
job, DeviantArt lady. Good job. I don't use AI.
I'll
art.
say if it was 7 hours and we left at 5 a.m.
Yep. Oh
should
no.
we leave- Or was she? Did she take that bad of a wrong turn?
She took that bad of
Yeah.
a wrong turn.
Oh.
She wanted to arrive right when check-in began at the hotel.
Ooh.
She could arrive
don't
right then and
play.
there.
I hope we got lunch.
Oh yeah, you guys did. You guys
Supper
got a
lunch.
nice, good meal. No
shouldn't
worries.
we have arrived earlier? I mean, I don't remember where Berry Valley is relative to Greasor, but I thought it was closer.
They're close. They're close.
Okay,
Do we
They're
have
close,
to
but she just
stop?
took the non-highway way.
sure,
She just
sure.
Scenic
Back
route.
Scenic
She
route.
got stuck, she
Yep.
got stuck in a roundabout for like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It took many
People
a wrong
kept blocking
turns.
her.
Yeah. She was stuck there for a while. Enough for the stain sog to play 6 times.
She got stuck at a red light that never changed
It was
because
school
they
time.
somehow got buried in the middle of the snow, which, you
Yep.
know, destroyed the sensor. Zero, does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah, and we also stopped and got directions from the screen-haired dude.
Have
He
you
didn't seem like
tried?
he knew where he was going either.
Have you tried making a right turn followed by a U-turn followed by another right turn?
These all seem like very personal experiences, and this is also a
That
personal
last
experience for
one.
me.
That last one hits a little too close to home with crazy drivers. I'm like, oh god, I hate it.
I may or may not have decided with my friend to drive back up north the same year that we had that freak winter storm that was like -40, but before that hit, there was a bunch of snow.
We gotta be more
And to
precise.
drive-
That happened for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, so I accidentally not accidentally, me and my friend at the time, we're no longer friends unfortunately, but we
Oh.
decided to be like, yo, what if we didn't take the highways back up north? So we may or may not have driven 4 hours in unplowed, like
Oh no.
4 plus. It was
Oh,
actually ended up
God.
being 6 hours in unplowed, like back city roads, all the way back up to Toledo.
Oh, that's the worst.
That
And
sounds
then
like a
that
bonding
snowstorm hit.
experience.
When I was at the house with the person I was dating at the time, and then we broke up while I was there, and I was
Oh.
Dude.
with them. It was awful.
That's a
It was
sitcom.
an awful experience. But yeah, because I couldn't leave because of how cold it was. It was like -40, and so like if you didn't have a half a tank of gas, like your gas was freezing in your car and you weren't allowed outside, and then I had to like call off of work for a day or two.
Yeah,
because,
no, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
literally, because it was level 3 roads as well, so like you can't drive unless it's an emergency. So I was literally stuck at his house for
I think
like
that
2
was
days.
the same snowstorm that I was referencing with the Zero.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
It was like
Yep.
right around New Year's in like 2014, 2015. It was 2014.
Nope,
So, yeah.
different one.
Yeah, no, the one in 2014 is the one that had like -40, if I'm correct. It was in 2014. But I know I was stuck at the house with the guy that just broke up with me, so that sucked. But here we are. What a fun time. But yeah, this is where we will end it tonight. Actually, we're gonna end right on time,
Wow.
arriving in Berry Valley to get into a fun little shenanigan. What I thought was going to be a one-off session is now just 2-off sessions. So yippee!
That's what
Who
you
would've
said about
thought?
the Halloween
Yeah.
version of your birthday
Oh
stuff.
no, this is genuinely was going to be one session. We just
But it's
started late.
us.
We started late also. So
That's
it
true.
was yeah, no, there was a lot of things, I added some fluff in there. Why not?
We're
So
going to the valley.
Gonna eat a lot of peaches. Going to the country. Gonna
That's not
eat
right.
a lot
Okay, goodbye,
of
everyone.
peaches.
Toodles, we'll see you later this week with
Some stuff from Zero.
yeah.
Skyrim.
We're gonna
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Mhm.
Skyrizzy.
Yep.
That's a medication.
Yes.
And then after that, well, he'll tell you on the Skyrim stuff what else we're doing, because I
Yeah.
can't read.
Well, I
So-
can't.
Nope, I can't.
She's just
I'm
been
like,
improvising this whole time.
Yeah. No,
Yep.
my brain has actually been hallucinating this whole time that I know how to read, but in reality, I'm actually blind. But I'm just
In
hallucinating
reality,
that I can
she
see.
is lyric.
Yeah, truly.
Ouch.
In
Truly.
reality,
I have
there goes
wisdom, but no
gravity.
intelligence. I'm very wise, but I'm dumb. So.
Well, damn. How
I
does
got
that
that
make you feel about Lyric Zero? He wise but dumb.
I got that
Uh,
sweet common sense.
He's made enough. Every time he says something smart, it's because he said something stupid, probably the day before.
Mm.
Do you
So,
feel
yeah.
like you're role-playing him accurately? Faithfully?
Well, if I roleplayed him accurately and completely, he's at -3. He would just be drooling everywhere instead of talking.
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, that's why I like having it out that he's stupid, but he learns because of the high
yeah.
wisdom. Yeah,
I have
his
questions.
worst stat is intelligence, and his best stat is wisdom.
You
Genius.
know, I can vibe with that.
Question: were we getting any points from our education week or a level up or anything like that?
Ooh, good question. As of now, not yet. Soon, but not yet. AKA
Spoilers.
probably after this mission, you guys will get a level up. So,
Yeah.
mission
we-
slash side quest. So,
Are we going
Side
to get
quest.
any points via the schooling or not really?
yes.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out how to distribute level ups, and I'm like, well, if we're in school, that might give me the little bump I need where I can get a fun feat instead, because I have 2 that I'm currently like, ooh, that would be fun and would match character, and
That's a good point.
Yeah.
but it's also like, am I
So-
willing to sacrifice the ability to attack better for it?
So, I guess I could share this and the stream can see it, because why not? Because well, they don't have to see it, but they can hear the chat. Or we can just, leave that for the, the season finale at some point once we finish this arc. So, yeah,
Ugh.
all of you, goodbye. Y'all don't get to see my cool secret DM stuff on the stream, but
Bye.
either way, the rest of everyone else does. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.